Alright, welcome back mga Askal Sa Merkado. And now we're having this special episode just for you. You've always, if you're following our channel, you've always hear about trading plan. What's a trading plan? Execute your trading plan. And if you're not familiar with that still until now, I'm making this video for you guys to see how to execute a trading plan, how you actually apply that whenever you trade certain stock or those stocks that you're following. So I created this a series of video. This is a time-lapse of video that I've created each day to follow where the trend is for a certain stock and see if we are already or we are trading within the bounds or the rules of our trading plan. So now for that, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at our chart. Before we go even further, we need to have a trading plan. Since anyway, this episode is about how to execute trading plan. So let's set some ground rules on how we would be trading a stock. So we need to have a trading plan. So first, condition for entry. What is our condition to enter a certain stock? One of our condition is we buy when EMA 13 cross over moving average 20. So that's exponential moving average 13 to cross over moving average 20. So that's one of our conditions. Look for confluence using other indicators or oscillators. This is to verify the crossover, whether it's fake or not, because of course that's not absolute every time EMA 13 crossover 20. That's where you buy in. So we still need to do filters for us to execute the trade. Next, create trend lines to get the general sentiments of the stock. So we will be able to see whether it's a strong uptrend or a strong downtrend. So basically, we're looking at whether price action goes beyond those trend lines, and we see moving average 13 and 20 cross over it. So most likely we are looking into a shift from a long bearish trend into a potential reversal to the uptrend. Okay. So next, condition for exit. What should we do, or how would we execute the exit strategy? So first, as we sell if moving average 13 or exponential moving average 13 crosses under moving average 20, but with reservations. Not as I mentioned, it's not absolute. Not all crosses are true, so we have some reservations. So number one, we wait for 1 to 2 candle to check visible cross under. Okay, so when we see a cross under, we won't be able to really know if it's already a true cross under if we can't see a breakaway of two trends. So we would be able to see that either by another candle, one to two candle. Next is check relative strength index to validate weakness, preferably on or below the mid limit, or below mid on or below 50. Okay, so this is my trading plan. So you can create your own, but as far as this video is concerned, we're following how I trade and execute my trading plan. So third is if significant bearish engulfing candle is visible. So if there's a cross under and then we see an engulfing candle, that's where we exit our trade. So all of these are guidelines for you to follow when you execute your trading strategy. You must have an entry point and exit point. The goal here is not the biggest sale that we're gonna get, or the biggest profit we're gonna get. We're trying to get profit. We're not too greedy, or we're not too complacent in all our trades. We have guidelines. So whether or not you've exited the price after its peak, that's okay. Profit is profit. So we're trying to get the best out of the stock. Okay, so let's follow these trading conditions and apply that to our uh, chosen stock. Okay. All right. Now we're looking at X, or Surpass Incorporated, at 4-hour chart. So this is my chosen stock. So I'm trading this now. So one of our condition for entry was moving average 13 to cross over moving average 20. So our yellow is our moving average 13, and sky blue is moving average 20. So we have a crossover right here. I've entered 8.11, 8.1166. So I just rounded off to 8.12. Let's just round it off. So we've entered here just after, right about the crossed over. So another condition is that we have is to validate whether this is a true crossover, a potential reversal. Is we also check our RSI, or oscillator. So let's pull that out. Okay, so this is our oscillator. So we are looking at a bullish divergence. Okay, we're looking at the bullish divergence for X, so that's good. That's good for this stock. You see the peak. Okay, this is the support area here. Okay, support area. So this support area here is right below a 13 or 12 limit already for RSI, and then it's suddenly the interest for the stock increased right about here. So we're looking at buyers slowly building in for X. So that's confirming already our crossover. We are seeing potential surge of buyers for this stock. So that's one of our condition or confluence. As far as the trend line is concerned, we can create a trend line for that. So this is a channel. What I'm seeing here, we've let me create a channel. Again, not much of a channel actually. It's hard to create this one. But let's try peak to peak. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is our channel for 4-hour. We didn't include this one because, of course, that's already below that. We've created a new channel where price action is bouncing back up, downward and upward. So this is the resistance area for this particular move since last month. Okay, so we cannot consider this or include this because this is already in the past. So that's December. That's too far away. So we're trying to see the general sentiment of the market for the past month until now. So we did break out, or break below this support line here, which actually created the signal or the oscillator showing that an interest of buyers, or we have a strong support where buyers are coming in, and now we're trying to break out from this upper limit or resistance for this particular channel. And another, let's add another one. It's not included on our well, it's actually included. We need to check, use other indicators. So I would use Ichimoku Cloud. So for Ichimoku Cloud, we are right inside the Kumo. So this is the resistance that we're talking about. So we're right about here. So we're just waiting for it to move outside the Kumo. Price action should close outside that, and also our Chiku span to move outside Kumo as well. So one sign of this is our crossover. So we have a good chance that we are about to break out or reverse from this long downtrend for X. Okay, so that's our condition. We've satisfied our condition. We have bullish divergence. We have crossover. Actually, if we're going to use support resistance, we have strong support base, and then right now we're looking at potential breakaway from the Kumo. So let's check in the next couple of days and see where we at for X. Alright guys, we're back with our charts. Today's February 27, second to the last day for the month of February. Yeah, we're looking at our stock, which is X, Surpass Incorporated, and see where we at after we've entered a couple of days back. So we had an average of 8.12 when we saw the crossover. Actually, we entered at 4-hour chart. Let's look at 4-hour chart, since that was our basis for entry. So we entered right about 8.12. So right around February 21st. Yeah, 2 days confirmation, 2 to 3 days. So right around here we entered X, and then we had a pullback, but it's okay because we are following our rules. One of first rule is that our entry point is a crossover between exponential moving average 13 and moving average 20, which we already validated earlier. So we've entered that, and then now we already broke out from this trend line resistance here that we've created. So it's a good sign. We're having a strong bullish momentum, and as I mentioned, if I haven't mentioned this before, as I said, I said that or in my previous videos that there will be a domino effect. So we're looking at a 4-hour chart, so this will reflect on the daily charts, which it did. On the daily chart, we see a crossover. So this will be our sign of continuation for this bullish trend. And also another factor that we're seeing is that this gap right here. So we need to identify what type of gap it is. When we saw this, when I saw this a couple of days back, we need to know whether this is a breakaway gap or just common gap. But the verdict or the conclusion I have is that this is a breakaway gap. One of the reasons that this is a breakaway gap is that X has been in a long downtrend. That means to say that X is now creating a new trend. It broke away from that long downtrend and now creating a new trend. And with that, there must be volume that goes along with it when it broke out. So let's check the volume and see if it did happen. Okay, so it did. We have volumes. We have volume coming in. So this is now a valid breakaway gap. So we're now on a strong bias for bullish trend for X. And aside from that, as I mentioned, that we broke out the trend line. Now, for another confirmation or confluence, let's pull out our handy dandy Ichimoku cloud. Okay, so let me close EMA and so that we can focus on Ichimoku cloud. So as of the moment, we are on the daily chart. We are inside Kumo. Okay, we're inside Kumo, which serves as resistance point at the moment. But we also see a TK cross. So this is a reversal sign as well. We are on a bullish trend, and we are already trading above Kaijinsen, the blue one. Okay. What we are waiting now is for price action to close outside Kumo and pass this second resistance. This is our second resistance. Our first one is this one, so we are creating now a resistance zone or area. So this is now our resistance area where price action might probably have difficulty breaking out. So we might see it. We might see it in the next couple of days, moving sideways, or even pull back. Okay, pull back. But then again, we're looking at bullish crosses, so we're good so far. We have a strong bullish bias, so that's what we are looking at. And if we go back to 4-hour chart, which initially our early signals, and it would have a domino effect on the daily chart. We already closed outside Kumo. Our Chico span already closed outside Kumo. We are trading way above Kaijinsen, so it's a positive sign. So most likely what would happen is price action would have difficulty of breaking out, so we will see a slight pullback before price action would bounce back up or retest this resistance area. We would only get out if ever one of our rules for exit is that EMA 13, the yellow one, would cross under moving average 20. If we don't see that happening, then we're still good. We're still riding the trend for X. Right? So that's it for now. Let's check out what would happen this week and continue this video. Alright guys, we're back again to our charts. Today is March 9th, so it's been a week since we've followed X as our samples stock for our trading plan, or how to execute trading plan. So we've mentioned back then that we will be having difficulty or we'll be expecting some pullbacks once we hit the resistance zone. So this was this is where we're looking at before.
So we did have difficulty, and as I mentioned, we will have a slight pullback before we would bounce back up. And right now, today we've actually break out our resistance zone, which is a good one. So we did expect that to happen after a pullback, since our bias, we have a strong bullish bias. I'd like to add for you guys to look at other angle to analyze price action. If you see this resistance zone, we tested it a couple of times. All right, we've tested this a couple of times. So we first tested it here, and then we have a pullback. Okay, this is the first test. Then we have a pullback, and then we retest that zone again, slight retest, and then it dropped steeply. It dropped steeply before it starts to move back again, which we retested that on the third time. On the third time, looking at our oscillator, seeing that buying pressure. If you look at here, buying pressure, we're seeing buying pressure, so meaning to say we're looking at a lot of buyers coming in for this particular stock. Then after that, most of them, or some of them, took profit, and we expected a slight pullback, and this is now the third retest. Now it's seldom, most of the time, after a third retest, we can definitely expect a strong uptrend, especially if we are looking at the bullish market. So that's what we expected, and it did happen. So that's what we're looking at. So far for 2 weeks, we have how many? So we entered here 18.16. So for 2 weeks, we're looking at about 14.61%. Not bad. Not bad for a profit or potential profit, but we're not stopping there, because as we look at our trading plan, our trading plan is, as long as the exponential moving average of 13 doesn't go under moving average 20. So in this case, our EMA 13 is yellow and moving average 20 is sky blue. As long as it's not going under, we're still riding the uptrend. Remember that the trend is our friend, so we move that way, we follow that way, regardless if it would, if you see that, if you see price action pulling back, that's normal. And speaking of pulling back, that's what I'm going to discuss now. So since we're already piercing outside the first resistance zone, this is now turned into support zone. Resistance turned into support. So this is now where we would see pullbacks, or buyers would hold the price. And what I'm seeing is that we would see a movement upward, and then another slight pullback, most probably right inside our support zone. That's where we would be seeing some pullbacks, for the reason that we are seeing another resistance, or our second resistance, which would be these areas. Okay, let me pull that out. Alright, this is now our second resistance zone. So this is where we're seeing price action would have difficulty moving outward as well. So we're just gonna wait what our trend or moving averages would tell us, whether there will be a cross under right about here. So most probably, if ever price action would move here, and if we see exponential moving average 13 and cross under, hopefully you're familiar with that. If we see some cross under here, so we would most likely be taking profit about 14%, 13 or 10. That's good enough. since we're swing trading. But if not, then good. We might be seeing that if we break second resistance, then we're looking at a far corner resistance right here. So we have a lot of room to play, a lot of room to grow for X for the year. So we might be seeing as upward, downward pullbacks, retracement action. But so far, this is what we had, and we've followed our trading plans. So I'm gonna cut this video short because it's quite long already. I think you get the idea. That's how you enter the trade. You follow your trade. You follow your plan, and then when you see that exit condition, then that's the time you take out profit regardless. No questions asked, take that out. Okay? Hopefully you like this video, you'll learn something out from it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel. If you have some questions, just place those in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help you out. And this is just to show you how to trade your plan. If you have your trading strategy, you follow that, you practice that for you guys to master what you do. That's how you trade the stock market. Alright, I'll see you in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your day. Happy trading, guys.